Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. And in this episode, this is the final episode of Ace Attorney. Trials and Tribulations, at least. Let's just get right into it. We're gonna find out, I think all of Godot's past. We're gonna fix everything with Dahlia and Iris and Morgan and Pearl. It's just all of that, you know.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's gonna happen to Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange. I'm looking for Iris. She's in the prosecutor's lobby. Oh, dang it. I thought that was going to be Godot. Alright. It's Edgeworth. Wait, Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? Oh yeah, dang, a lot of people are tuning into the stream. Welcome in, everyone. I mean, it is the final case, final trial. I believe, at least. If it's not the finale, then, well, I'm sorry. I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who is? Who else would it be but Godot? Godot. Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. Oh my god, and just when I say that we had people turning in, everyone left. Yeah, that works. Anyway, okay, Franziska's doing that.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She's been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner. Hey, he called us partner. Look at that. Thanks. Still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. Circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham? No, I mean Miss Misty Fey. Impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. February 10th, 10 a.m. 10:10, District Court. Do we still have the judge's brother? Wait, why is the normal judge back? Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. Your Honor? What are you... Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. My poor brother. He looked a bit pale. Not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. It's impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. It's precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said. At least, up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she's had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant? Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Yeah, boy. Oh, has she been wearing a pink robe this whole time? Like, I get she's wearing the purple. How long did the fireworks go for you after you got back home? Honestly, about what we said, like, 10... Most of them died down after 10. There were some still going until, like, 10:30. Okay, hold on. I gotta prove my point, though, with Iris. Where is she? That's her sister. She's back here. She's wearing this purple thing, but, like, her sleeves are pink. I just now noticed that. I thought that was just her skin. Okay. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. It's one of my rules. You have a lot of rules. Yeah, see? I thought this was just her skin. But no, I think it's her sleeves. I've never noticed that. I'm a little dumb.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you going to be the one that was flying over the bridge? Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What? Order in the court! Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. Being to obstruction of evidence. Fun. Oh, get ready, Chris. Because I got you playing Danganronpa. There'll be some of that coming up. Just happens to be that in the case, it's the murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trait? There, Godot. This is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris' testimony was all a lie. Iris' testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Kurain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, Trait. She's naming... Maya! Order! Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer! What is this, number 3 for Maya? Getting framed for murder? Unless she did it. Which, I mean, to be fair, I don't know who did it, so...
Terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up all the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous!
Maya could never do such a...
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was prepared for the unexpected. But I'm no Julie Chen. I don't expect the unexpected. I never imagined this case would wind up going in this direction. Alright. Let's get into it.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
Elise struck Maya.
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it wasn't self-defense. This is number 2 of Maya being framed for self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first.
Hmm.
That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. That the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Oh my god, I'm dumb. I forget everything we were talking about. Wait, no. Hold on. Because, okay, we know we said Dahlia is supposedly dead. Executed last month. Oh, we are so back? Yes, we are. Okay, because we know Dahlia's dead. So it had to have been somewhat... Oh, it was Pearl, right? Yeah. No, wait, no, it wasn't Pearl. Pearl was trying to go over disguised as Dahlia. It had to have been someone disguised as Dahlia. Okay. Went to the inner temple and saw it all happen in the garden. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple. Objection! Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? I was in the inner temple's training hall. Private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Also, are we gonna ignore that Phoenix did not say no? That he was Maya's boyfriend? Whatever. Let's continue the testimony. What you witness? Okay, what's the evidence? Shows Hazakura Temple. Hazakura Heavenly Hall. I don't think it's anything to do with the snowmobile. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I already forgot what happened. Saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye?
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time?
Huh.
Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
It's perfectly understandable, my dear.
Doesn't sound right. I don't believe his testimony for a minute.
What happened after that? Trial music is back. Yay! Yeah. Deliver a fatal strike. desperately to defend herself. I don't think I can do anything about these later two. I think it's gotta be something for the first two. I'd like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. Oh no, Iris. Okay. There are two things I noticed that don't add up. Okay, so I guess I do press her on these statements. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
Okay, now this is this thing. Yeah, but only me and Gumshoe know about it. Dagger, huh? At least Donum tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire... Oh my god, I can't say that. Worcestershire sauce. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do you have a problem with Iris' testimony? There is one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless, it's fine. Witness, send your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Yeah. Okay, now, let's continue. She threw her staff away and pulled out a dagger from inside her robe. Okay. Can I say this? Oh, hold on. First things first. Rookie mistake. Almost didn't save. Can I say this? Objection! Boom! Alright, there's the first one. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Donum throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword.
Ah!
If Elise Donum really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? Is this mug 2 or 3? That was an impressive bit of investigating, Wright. Never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? The long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close-quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. There is something strange about this whole testimony. Oh! I just gotta prove that, Elise Donum was Maya's mom. There we go. Okay.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donum would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're just getting into it. Cool. I thought I'd have to press another statement. Elise Donum would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donum. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey?
No, not Mystic Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Curian channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donum actually the great Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Ugh. Dang, Godot getting his damage right this early on. Order to the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seems natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and 2, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing. Yes, what is that one little impossible thing? Still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under-roasted? But you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. Going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, and a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. Listen, theory, maybe Godot drinks so much coffee because that's what his mask runs on. That's my theory. And he discovered this little beauty. Oh, that ain't good. Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. Do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. I mean, that was like the first thing I noticed, but whatever. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Hey, that's just a theory. A then theory. See, you get it. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the back side of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, and this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Oh yeah, because this is where the crime took place. Right, yeah. Are you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? Didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Found between a tree in the inner temple garden. The blood is being analyzed now. Now then. Testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Cute girls never lie. Ever. There's a dead sister who begs to differ. Actually, she probably wouldn't, because she's a liar! In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to the court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
Is this going to be another thing where it's like, wasn't she stabbed in the back? It was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it's been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
Seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. I think I know what it is. Okay. Wait a minute, hold on, what are my saves doing? Oh yeah, I forgot I had 2 of these. I forget how that happened. I have two saves for Trials and Tribulations. Okay. Mystic Maya stumbled after being hit, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. Is this gonna be another Luke at me situation? Yeah, loss of blood from stab in the back. Mystic yeah, okay. I'm always good at catching this one. Saying that Maya faked the tables on the victim. Yeah, okay. I just need to make sure you're not gonna admit anything. There's not gonna be a separate line. What is this, coffee number 6 already? As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You were the one who started it. Anyway, so after Maya Fey back the victim, yeah, okay, so she stabbed him. So just so we're absolutely sure, that's quite what Phoenix said. Garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Now this is going to complicate things. So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely. We know that Maya Fey was at the Inner Temple that night. That the woman that killed... and that the woman that was killed was Elise Dunham. Sorry, I did die. My words stumble a little bit. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? I don't have anything countering that. Okay. Do I present... Doubled over... She was stabbed in the stomach, huh? I'm gonna use it on that. I mean, we just said she was stabbed in the stomach, so... Objection! There we go. I just didn't want to use it on the wrong statement. And then it's like, well, I don't see anything out of the ordinary there. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
Ah.
This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
Ah!
She even has the exact same damage spread as her sister. What? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? It's simple. People are like books. They've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? No, Mr. Godot. Is that all you have to say? You can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach? What's next? Giant piles of bubblegum? There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, let's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. To pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself! The witness is quite unambiguous about her ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. Human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light? By the way, did you know Asakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the Inner Temple training, Stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. Did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Enlightening, yeah, get it. That was a good pun. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. The staff was dropped. It'd be difficult to see. Also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Okay, Godot's lines were kind of lacking so far. It was kind of him trying too hard, but see, that's a banger. Isn't that right, Wright? No! Order, order, order! Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit at the night of the crime. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Is that flame too hot? This lantern. There's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood! Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood. It says Maya upside down! What the?
Oh yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
Certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
Talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Okay then. Let's move on.
Godot is literally shaking. Somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose.
I believe it has now been established.
I've been waiting for Godot can't see red on white this whole time. Because I was watching like some fan-made Ace Attorney like Twitter argument. And it was like Godot's character is like, oh, you know, it's like, yeah, no, this doesn't look like red blood. And then someone in the comments was like, it's like, well, Godot can't see red on white. And then the commenter's like, oh, I didn't know that. And it's like, wait, bro, how does he know that? And there it is. It finally came into play. And what's crazy is when I first saw that writing, I didn't even realize that that's where this was going. And it wasn't until we presented it into evidence where I'm like, oh. When he makes an Ace Attorney fan film, it would be really cool. That would be really fun to do. I'd be down. That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kyrian tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple myself. I dragged it behind me all the way to Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, and... I used the sword to alter the way the wound looked.
Okay. So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fey clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Stoneham was actually Misty Fey. I've committed a terrible sin.
Terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct? I think she was going to say that there was a fire, Godot, but...
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. One second. Okay, we're so back. Do 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 go do is here. Okay, all right. I called out to Mystic Maya. So you waited until everything was over before making a move.
No, it's not like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. Not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't your job as the judge to mediate the argument? Or mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what I'd done. Or what she had done. That was my duty to protect the future master of the Kyrian tradition.
Okay. So then you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Okay, might be something with that. Why'd you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
Snow, huh? It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. There's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? Would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? Use the snowmobile to carry you back to Hazakura Temple. The snowmobile? Yeah, that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? I think the tracks we already kind of knew about. Let's do the snowmobile, I guess. Let me hear more about the snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Sorry, witness. Now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Doe, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazagura Temple, it was there by the main gate, the snowmobile, I mean.
Snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Order! Mr. Godot! Why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony? Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay? He's turning into Francisca now.
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yeah, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it?
That doesn't sound right.
Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just... better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. Smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. Transported the body by snowmobile all the way to Hazagura Temple Courtyard.
Yes, I thought that way, but Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought. Anyway, and then I... use the sword...
Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
Probably. More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Donham.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. Why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Okay. Ask about the tracks. If she really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that.
Snow was still falling when I left Hazagura Temple. I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about the testimony? It's always very important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? Doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. The only other time we brought this up is because there was no snow on Misty's body. Your Honor, I like the statement Iris just made to be added to the testimony. Stutter. Does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. This should be fun. Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Okay. No, it's not that. It's not that, not that. What does the weather report say? Seven to approximately 10:50. When the murder took place. It's either the autopsy or the weather data. Because none of this is covered in snow. What was the crime photo? Yeah, because she doesn't have snow on her body. Okay, real quick. Wait, no, not that one. Let's try this one. Objection! Okay, never mind. Is the autopsy report again? Objection! It's not the autopsy report, really. Heard a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right, I'm certain of it.
You have trapped her this time. Let's see how you think. Snow, huh? What is going on here? The snow really had stopped by the time of the murder. I mean, there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Is this an actual movie, or is this supposed to be like The Matrix Reloaded? Well, it was Wright. Perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. See what's up your sleeve, or rather than your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Just trying to pin the I don't know what my theory is, though. That's the thing. It's not that. It's not this. Was there snow on this? What did we say there was snow on yesterday? You would have been able to write with blood. Fake movie, like, yeah, it's probably a thing on The Matrix Reloaded. Let's try the sphere. It's not the sphere either. Can I just... is it the tracks photo? What would it be in the tracks photo? Nah. I'm blowing it! It's probably so obvious. Snow 7 to approximately 1050. But it's not this. Snow on top of the lantern. Let's try the lantern. It's not the lantern. Okay. Time to reset. How about the dagger? It's not the dagger. How about... staff. It's not the staff. How about... ooh, maybe this. Crime photo. It's not the crime photo. About... Larry's sketch. It's not Larry's sketch. Garden. What haven't I tried? Because it's gotta be on this last statement, right? It's definitely not these two. Wouldn't be this. The map. Try the map? It's not the map. I don't know. Or maybe I have to, like, go back to this and ask about the snowmobile. It's very cold.
Objection!
She said she walked back. Oh, because there was the snow was on the snowmobile after it was used. That's what it is. Well, how can I prove that, though? How do I prove there was snow on the snowmobile? How do I prove there was snow on the snowmobile? Because in this... What were to happen... Oh no, I'm not in the court record. I'm like... Take my word for it. Take Godot's word for it, dude.
Objection!
Oh my god. There had to have been snow. And there was snow on the incinerator. No, the snow came off the incinerator. I really want to figure this out, but I genuinely don't know what it is. If the snow had stopped...
Objection!
Why is everyone dead? Can I take... Is there anything about Pearl that I could use? Let's try Pearl.
Objection!
That's not Pearl. Genuinely, what could it be? It's a letter.
Objection!
It's not. Okay, alright, I'm giving in. I'm giving in. Well, actually, hold on. There's probably a better tutorial. Maybe. Well, it's not a tutorial, though. That's the thing. Okay. Sorry. Almost there. Wait, what? Oh no, okay. I must be like a step ahead or something? Because why is this a thing? They were really leading me in this direction? But I'm kind of dumb. But at the same time, I kind of also have a problem with the game design here. Because what you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to say the bridge was gone. Or not? The fuck? Was that not what they did? Hold on, I'm so fucking confused. Oh my god. What did she say? That's what they did in the video. Hello? Because I have this. I know she's trying to psych us out, Phoenix.
Objection!
There we go. Okay. You know what? We're not going in full health because I deserve to lose a little bit because of that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Bring back the painter. Who is the oh yeah, bring back Larry. Larry and Iris's testimonies make a crash. Why the hell did we focus so much on the snow then? Red herring, dude. Still not as bad as the Luke at me gem that is the wrong color and wrong shape. You claim the snow had already stopped. I'm sorry, this is not possible. This is the weather data. According to this, the snow didn't stop till 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was stuck by lightning. Also, the other thing is like, if the snow... Why couldn't I have just used the autopsy report? Or the weather data in general saying at 10:50 the snow... Look, I was really enjoying this trial. And then they have to have some BS logic in here. There's always some bullshit logic in Phoenix Wright games. Chris, this is why I'm trying to get you on Danganronpa, because the logic in Danganronpa actually makes sense. Still haven't figured it out. No matter how you try to see or conceal the truth, can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No! Order, order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. See, I get that, but the prologue was so boring. Yeah, it's the prologue, Chris. Nothing happens in the prologue. like, no, that's the difference. Phoenix Wright has some BS logic sometimes, but you get right into it. You know, it starts with a trial. Danganronpa, you don't do the trials until later, but it's good writing for the most part. Really not bad until the second game. Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squad right now. Is this squad? The important thing now is to find out the truth, isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donham was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Donham's body. He makes a good point on both accounts. That's right. I'm yawning, but I'm not lying. What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Objection!
You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
It's only human to err. You're so perfect, Wright. Maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. Somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Also, the bridge wasn't... It was burning. It wasn't burnt down, Godot. Because we found the body before I found out the bridge was on fire. Not exactly, no. No, there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. Unless I can somehow demonstrate it. She was flying! Well, she wasn't, because humans can't fly. See what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. So what now? Where do we go? Alright then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more. About what, Your Honor? You admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? I hope so. Moving the body.
Other than walking over to the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
Cover yourself in flame retardant jelly. Am I wrong or am I right? I'm just saying. There's a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. Certainly was burned to a crisp, and the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Gonna have to point out something in the picture, aren't I? Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. It's gonna be deemed as the truth. Maya would be accused of murder. That's right. I'm only gonna say it one more time. It's only human to err, and only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. What is happening? Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. Except it's not going to be the final cross-examination, because that would be too easy. Okay. I have no idea what she's saying, dog. There's no way. You got confused. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? Dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
There was. I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. Come on this way. I skipped that. I probably should have paid attention to that.
How how you transport a body across a burning bridge. Even if I don't know the answer, it's okay. I'll still examine all of my evidence. What do you think of this?
Objection!
So, oh, see, that one was that easy. But like any other time, it's like, well, that's only saying the body is floating over it. Dead body flying over a burning bridge. I won't exactly rule out the possibility. What? Saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's being pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who's this witness? Can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. Miss Elise Stonham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurie Stoneham. Brilliant? Highly gifted? Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony? That night he was out at the mountain shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. Also, Chris, you got your wish. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? You're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument. Uh-oh. It looks like he's about to blow out a gasket. Well, Wright, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm gonna prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. You're so eager to turn this case upside down. Why not start with this sketch?
Upside down? Why did Godot say that?
Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. Exactly is a sketch trying to show. Hold on, let me look at it upside down.
Oh yeah, because the cables are at the bottom, right? I think the body was thrown down. Well, if he drew it wrong. Because he was looking at it upside down. Yeah, guys, I get it. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, the suspension wires are that way. I got it. Okay, rather than thinking over. Sketch drawn by Laurie Stoneham is a complete contradiction. Something is obviously funny about this sketch.
No art critic, but even I can see that.
Oh no, it's not what I mean, Your Honor. Laurie Stoneham stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. Contradicts reality?
This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again.
Okay, try it.
So what exactly contradicts what we know? The wires.
It's this wire connected to the bridge.
The wire?
Is that the truth that contradicts reality?
It is indeed. It shows the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something I know, Godot, you're such a fucking idiot, dude. What is this? It's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. On the actual Dusky Bridge,
Jumping Jehoshaphat!
the wires are below the guard wires.
What? Order, order, order! The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
With someone like Laurice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. And that begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
You saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, alright?
Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed the event? He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for 11. Yeah, I know, and he was lying in bed. But then, yeah, he was lying on his back. I already figured that out, Phoenix. Larice Donham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. So then, the sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Donham's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous! Order!
Objection.
Of all the things to say, a pendulum? The bridge was burning to a crisp, but there was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum is the only way to get it done.
Objection.
Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? The Husky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, it sounds right. In order to cover that distance with the pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
Objection.
Lightning strike that might have... that can only be an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then... they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on the hand to create a pendulum? Her necklace was a rope. Talisman. That's the only thing I could think of. I'll try it. What do you think, Mr. Godot? Hey, Mr. Charles, lucky there's no rope around here. I'm gonna save my game, just cause I can do the second half of the trial with only half health. Even if I just had a sliver of rope, be wrapping it nice and tight around his neck. Should have figured I'm not gonna win this one with a lucky guess. Body was long like a pendulum. The rope was right in front of him. What was a rope? The hood? No. Because she gave it to me. The sword. The staff? There's the staff. Probably the staff. That makes more sense. Okay, it's not that either. Reload. Not this. Why is one of the cords missing? Is it that? That's the one that snapped. Oh, I gotta know. Let's try this. Little do you know, Phoenix Wright's superpower is time travel. The meaning of this is? You wanna know where the rope came from? It's hanging right there in front of your glorious spirit. What? I thought we were already saying that she used one of the wires from the bridge to swing across. The brother's floating in the air. How does it come loose like that? The fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Mr. Godot? Seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. I suppose that it's not any impossibility after all.
Objection.
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? That's right. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? That's a good question, Godot. Found in the garden. No, wouldn't be that. Well, who got the body then? Body fell. Oh, fell 10 feet. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? It's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
That's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal, it's the one that came off Miss Elise Dunham's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed. It's already marked on this overhead map. Crystal was found. Ah! Precisely, Your Honor. The very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You provided us with the way the body could have been moved that night. Godot just throw coffee at me. Impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Heard the sound effect. Yep. Mr. Wright? Thought this cold coffee might help you cool down. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Godot? Have you not seen this any of the other 2 times he's done it? Or 3, even? That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Wright. You forgot about one thing. Well, what would that be? The aroma. Huh? Coffee's most reliable accomplice. Its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more? You fucking tell him, Phoenix! Phoenix is so savage when he wants to be. The criminal had sent the body to the side, like you say. Naturally, there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it. Was it Pearl? Oh my god, if it's Pearl. Accomplice? Criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Wright? Wait, no, it wasn't Pearl, because she was found in her temple. Well, she was found there. She could have been transported. Oh my god, don't tell me she ran across the bridge. Pearl. Pearl. Mr. Goodall was correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. Body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who's the person that received the body? Let's go through who is not. Morgan is in solitary confinement. It's not her. Dahlia's dead. It's not her. Edgeworth would not make sense if it was him. Francisca wouldn't make sense if it was her. She just got back from Germany. Could be Larry. Could be Larry. 3 days until Angela terrorizes our screens again. Is it confirmed? Iris is not Iris. It's not her. She's already dead. Bikini. Is it Bikini? It's either Bikini, Godot, or Pearl. Or Larry. That's who I've narrowed it down to. Reason I'm thinking Godot is because he's got to be involved in this crime at some point. Because that's what always happens to these prosecutors. Except Francisca. She's just kind of a perfectionist. Oh, I should have saved here too. Fuck. Screw it. Well, Mr. Godot, I'm sure you have something to say. An aroma just now. It's not a sulfur. So was your chances of winning rotting away? Okay, I'm not getting in with any less health than this, so. Spoiler sources lean to her. Yeah. That's what everyone's been saying. Okay, it was the burning bridge. The Trials and Tribulations pursuit theme is pretty good, though. I don't want it to be Pearl, but I'm starting to think it's her. Because Larry was down there. He did run up, though. Could be Larry.
Objection!
Any evidence? This is the autopsy report. Okay, this is where I'll save. Why would it be a child? I don't know! I mean, she was willing to follow her mother's orders that told her to, like, kill a woman. Because what did this note say? Once night falls, be there as soon as you hear the lights out bell. Channel her spirit. Her name is, she's our only hope. Oh, here's a picture of her. Use it. Don't tell anyone. Gravely roast the master. Yeah, she was willing to, Pearl was willing to follow that. She's a little too innocent. The only reason I don't think it's her is because it was found in her temple. Godot, fuck you, it was you. Mr. Godot. You really think it was me? Really? That would have been mad crazy if that's how you're supposed to figure out it's Godot. It was Larry. It's not Larry. Is it Pearl? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Okay, it's not. That's good. Is it Maya herself? Gone through everyone who was there. Sorry, it was me. I did it. Then get in the game, man. I need you here. I need you in the court record. Is it Morgan Faye? Or is this like a twin trouble? No, wait. It is that. Has to be someone who can spirit channel. Pearl said she failed to spirit channel, so it's not her. So Maya had to have been the one who channeled the spirit. It was the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. It was twin trouble. It's not! Oh my god. But then how the hell did Iris get over there, though? Because we said she couldn't have gone over there. Is it Maya? Is that what I need to say? Dog, I'm going through nearly everyone. Unless it's... It was Morgan Faye. Even though she's in solitary confinement. Who have I not clicked on yet? Mia's dead. Kamashu. It was Iris. Listen. I don't have a problem story-wise. If you want to do that. Were we not I guess we weren't insinuating that Iris was the culprit who swung the body over. But if we were believing her live, covering up... I already guessed Bikini, and no, it's not her. That was my first guess. I thought we were saying the whole time Iris was the one pushing it over. Whatever. No, you know, it's fine. I'm not even mad. You know, that makes sense. The bad backstage Bikini. Really we managed it. Tried even listening to the witness's testimony. Night of the crime. This little cutie pie. She's on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. Haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, that night, the defense were in two different places at the same time. This is what I was getting at, though. Let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. It's using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I've established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
Oh my god, I think I'm starting to piece it together. Maya was Dahlia. Maya was channeling Dahlia. That's why Pearl couldn't channel her. Maya was at the inner temple. She channeled Dahlia, killed her, pushed it over to the other side, gave it to Iris so Iris could cover it up. Dahlia went into inner temple, locked herself there, and Iris went to put more locks there. Dang it, so Iris is guilty. Or to some degree. Body couldn't have passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this the whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. No, she's Iris. Or it... Someone's Dahlia.
What? How can you say that, Mr.
Or maybe Dahlia... What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying the witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection!
Are you serious, Wright? You mean that this woman is... There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. My whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. Why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's sitting there at the witness stand. Her real name is... Franziska von Car... No, it's not. It's Dahlia Hawthorne. So this is Maya or Pearl channeling as Dahlia Hawthorne. So where's the real Iris? Never had to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. That does make sense though, because her poses are a lot more like Dahlia's. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. You're looking at her. It's Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless. Or it could be Iris as Dahlia, actually. Just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honor is all mine!
No, the honor's all mine! But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says here her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. But what? Order, order, order!
Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. But what kind of...
Objection!
You of all people should already understand, after all. The blood of the master of the Curain channeling technique flows within that body. The Curain channeling technique? And where have I heard that? That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne yourself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was? Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes.
Objection!
We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens? Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. Part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 Irises at Hazakura Temple. The 2 of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out, as soon as you hear the lights out bell. In other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw the inner temple was someone else dressed up as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection!
Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business? Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? This has got to be his 17th cup, right? He's getting there. Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It's later that the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that had received the body was the real Iris. You with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. Ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. Can't deny any of that.
Whew. Thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
Hold on, one more thing.
Still not convinced that this Iris here is the same one from the other night.
Suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like, the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places. Switched places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, is there any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? There was one.
Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance.
Oh, explain yourself.
Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
No. What do you mean?
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised.
Well, who was it? Who would give a murderer suspect time to move about freely like that? Sorry, I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris a chance to freely move was Miles Edgeworth. This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake?
Yeah, we know. Most of us were there.
Yeah, and I let her go, Phoenix. I'm sorry.
We went to the inner temple right away. It's true, Iris was already there. However, they'd already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne.
It's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of a spirit channeling in...
Be quiet. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. It's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne, my current profession, permanently retired.
So you're not gonna bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought we'd meet again. Never thought we'd meet like this. This time I'll end it. For her and for myself.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're not wrapping it up. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness.
Yes? How can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. When you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
That means you really are...
Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey? Yes. You have a problem with that? Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that...
Watch yourself, Troyes. You've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. It's one of my rules. Mr. Godot is correct, and by the way, it's one of my rules as well.
To kill Maya? Could it be true? All that began with my death. You were executed last month, correct? Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. How'd you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan.
You crazy? First, that woman was planning to kill me as well, even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Fay the master of Curaine? She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. Honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
Plan, huh?
Yeah, that's what she just said. For it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die. Maya would have to die, but why? For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of. Objection! Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all. That's ridiculous. She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fey as well. How could anyone do that? Have the blame pinned on Iris. What does this letter say? Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne. She is our... here's a picture of her using a new channel and to do it once it's burned. Also, make sure not to tell anyone about this letter. You were gonna kill Maya? I didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. And I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
The plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin, Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
Never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
Why'd you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. Couldn't care less about her. Backstabber? You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway. Think the plan was a success? You heard me, just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
Objection!
That's absurd! Maya's just... She's just trapped inside the sacred cavern. Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivety and your pathetic faith in other people. I can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. Gotta keep a cool head. I need to get more information out of her. It's the only way to understand this plan and what she was after as well. Talking about Pearl Fey, is that correct? Oh, wait a minute. It says she was in solitary confinement, so how could she have talked? Oh, this is actually a dialogue I wasn't supposed to skip, but oh well. Obviously, it's because you were helping Morgan Fey. Helping? Don't make me laugh. From the day I was born to the day I died, I never helped anyone. I lived for myself, and in the end, I died for myself. That was obvious. So she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan and her plan so she could accomplish her own goal. All I wanted to do was kill Maya Fey. That was the only way I could ever think to get a revenge. Revenge? Okay, hold on. Let's listen to this. We're talking about Pearl Fey. She had high hopes for the two of us, your twin. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power, that's why we were abandoned by her, along with her father.
Abandoned?
The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at a little temple. Father married a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around. On top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general. Real horrible one was that woman, the bitter, vengeful woman. It's her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fey. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Fortunately for her, Morgan Fey heaved all of her broken hopes and dreams into the child's back. Because of her pathetic dreams of having bloodline become the main family. I don't understand why you would kill Maya, though. Obviously, it's because you were helping Morgan Fey. Still, you wouldn't have known about her plan, though. Because Morgan was in solitary. I can try it.
Objection! Objection!
When did she say, where did she hear about the plan?
you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, since I was on death row and she was my mother. Can I not just say this?
Objection!
Okay, I'm looking it up. I don't know, dude. Dude, how hard is it to find a frickin' walkthrough, man? Apparently impossible. Doesn't help that I'm getting 15 ads for every goddamn video! Okay. You actually gotta use your intuition here. And if you know me, you know I ain't got any of that. Yeah. I'm using a walkthrough. It is Mia's profile. I can't read chat when I'm looking it on, yeah. I can't read chat when I'm looking it up because I just have it on my phone. I don't have two monitors. Yeah, because there's really nothing there that says it's Mia. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead. You can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey. Somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible? Was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died? Yes. And I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. How do you do that? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans. Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey? As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you. There's not a thing you can do to me. At night. At about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up, put on a demon-warding hood, and I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple. So it was at least Donum who channeled her after all. That ridiculous head nun had never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back. Why'd you do that? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped.
caught up with her in the front of the stone lantern. I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya?
It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
What does that mean? No clear memory?
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it.
Objection!
It's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. Before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops.
Stops?
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You were in the sacred cavern?
The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I'd been trapped in there.
But how did you wind up in there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. Didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I'd killed her myself.
Oh, so it's confirmed she's in hell. That's good. She is an evil, 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 evil person. Or ghost, or one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. Couldn't get out.
Trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern?
Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. It kept getting interrupted while I was working with it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What? Who? Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern. That morning, only two people could have gone to the training hall.
Maya and Pearls.
Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll and gravy. Still, I finally managed to remove the lock. But I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
Flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had been fixed in the police station and started the investigation, correct?
Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. Realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped. Just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck?
After that big earthquake, she showed up, all by herself. The real Iris? She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. Came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I'd finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your plan had succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I had assumed that it was Pearl Fey.
Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was... Misty Fey. Picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden. It was her body that was left lying there.
That's not the garden where that picture was, but sure.
Maya Fey. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. Even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
That is?
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
No way! Order in the court. What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Faye's little life was none other than your darling little Maya.
Objection!
Ridiculous. That's nonsense.
You sure about that? Let's think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence?
The fact that Maya Fey had disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River. Where else?
Eagle River.
Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Feeny? That's his phone. That's his ringtone.
Oops, sorry. It's my phone.
What kind of ringtone is that?
Godot here. Okay, thanks. Let me guess it's gonna be we found Maya. Was it something important?
Just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern. That's great! What about Maya?
There's a woman in the cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was the accused, Sister Iris.
Huh? Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that.
So what about Maya? Where is she? There's no one else found inside the sacred cavern.
No. Can't be. Well, yeah, because this is Maya right here. Told you, didn't I? She's dead. No. No! We're gonna ignore that Dolly is dead, so she can't actually be... And we just saw Pearl, so this has to be Maya.
Seems this case has come to an end. Tragic end.
No, use a little bit of common sense, Judge. Sadly, it appears killer... Yeah. It was her own daughter. I know that. I'm not gonna argue that she may have possibly killed her own mother. Even then it was Dahlia. What I am gonna argue is that Maya Fey did not kill herself.
That's right. You ever heard this one? To eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden. Which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side, near the bridge.
That's right. That's where she jumped from.
That's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What? Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trey. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. It's impossible.
Maya couldn't have thrown herself in Eagle River.
Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Faye threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
I don't know. Yeah, it's nothing but cliffs there.
Take
possible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side? No one knows that better than this witness. Oh yeah, because she was at the thing! What did you say? 11 years ago. You have jumped into the very same river. Maya Fey, Olympic long jumper. Yeah. Or Dahlia Hawthorne, Olympic long jumper. Who knows? Just take a look at this overhead map. God, we gotta do bridge logic again. This is when I'm horrible. This is why I hated that prequel case before this. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf. Well, at least this is obvious. It's not like turnabout, whatever it was. Oh, you're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we would be able to see her. We should be able to see her body in this photo. So you finally figured it out. No! Order! You're just playing with me. Maya Fey's body's at the bottom of the Eagle River. Dahlia, have you ever stopped to consider who you are right now? Not like within your soul who you are, but like whose body you are currently taking over. Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern. Now that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River. Yeah, correct. That eliminates all the likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. I guess she was lobotomized in the afterlife before she was channeled. Yeah, because she was pretty smart when she was alive. There's this one possibility. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I figured this out from the get-go. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya Fey is this instant? Maya Fey is in this very courtroom. Not smarter than Mia Fey, though. Yeah, you're right. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. It's Turnabout Big Top all over again, but it's actually good this time. You say she's in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne. Seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing, you see. So what? I think there's one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? Why, that's obvious. It's Pearl Fey. That pathetic little sniveling runt. Don't talk to my daughter like that. Wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Is there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
It could happen if someone else is already channeling the same spirit.
Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime. But she couldn't do it. What could that mean? The truth is becoming clear to you right about now, am I correct? It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. It was someone who called you before she could. Is no one in the game feeling weird that they're interrogating a ghost possessing someone? I guess not, bro. I guess not. Anyway, enter Maya Fey. Watch it not be Maya, and I've just been wrong this whole time. It's an evil one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fey's gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already. Can't stand the tension! Dahlia Hawthorne? The person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey. What? It seemed like first logical conclusion to me. I mean, well, but then again, I could see why she thought it was Pearl, because she hasn't actually seen Pearl in person. But I have, so that's why I'm like, well, Pearl, I've seen her, and Misty's dead. It's gotta be Maya. Could that be? Remember what this witness Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal? She said that her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. If Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her. Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be? Looks like you finally understand, Your Honor.
Well, I don't. What are you going on about?
What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you. There's only one reason. To protect herself from you. Oh! I didn't put that together, though. I thought she was trying to, like... I honestly didn't know what Maya was gonna do, but that's smart.
Protect yourself from me?
Yes. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off, and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide?
You mean that's when she channeled me?
All this time, you thought you'd been channeled by pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you.
No.
Don't say that! Is that a new sprite for her? You're saying that I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp? Maya Fey killed herself, isn't it obvious?
Objection!
Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple. I don't believe you. Stupid little girl like that who's never been out in the real world. She could never have come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea? Dahlia, new reaction pic dropped. Or like Dahlia's initial crash out. Oh, Mia got Pearl! Oh my god. Wait, when the fuck did you get here? Mia? Mia Fey. Oh yeah, wait, well, it was Pearl as Mia. I have several questions. Mia Fey. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. So it's true. It was you. Yes. Here's something else. What are you doing here? That hair. It's pearls, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the Inner Temple's garden. And then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. Oh shit! Oh my god, Mia and Dahlia had a 1v1? Oh my god, she did? Aha! Alright guys, write this down. If you can channel the spirit of someone, all you have to do to get away with murder is channel the spirit of a dead person. Maybe. I don't know. Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed.
When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. Oh wait, they didn't have a 1v1, never mind. She asked me what I thought I should do. She did that? I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details. But one thing was perfectly clear.
That was?
I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the sacred cavern until help arrived.
So it was Maya who put the lock on there. Yes, but what did you order her to do those 2 things?
If she had done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey.
Pearls?
Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother, Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly.
So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would use the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. We still gonna ignore what Iris was doing on the other side, covering up for the murder? I don't know. I don't know. There's so much happening right now. It certainly sounds like that was all the intent all along.
How dare you? I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it? Dahlia Hawthorne. You get away with the case of insanity, but not acquittal, because you're not in control of your own body, but you're still a danger to society. That makes sense. I don't know how Phoenix Wright courts work.
Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame,
Wouldn't you say? You tell him, Maya.
What do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia.
Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. Fake kidnapping. Her very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but... After Terry Falls escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Shut your mouth, that wasn't my fault! It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman. And then, 1 year later, tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... I wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. One stupid move after another for you. But it's no longer funny. You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face. And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Mia Fey! I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs. You spinster. I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. Really, if only you had gotten spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. Remember what you said earlier in the trial. So there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. It's very true, Dahlia. That's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that, no hope of freedom, since the day you were executed. The narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you is burnt to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. Oh my god, it's the freaking Eenie Meenie. I'm not ready to go. Did we just perform an exorcism, or is this transcended? Oh no, Maya's waking up. Is she? Is this Maya? It's Maya. Okay. I thought this was about to be like true everyone is here and she was gonna bring back Mimi Miney and I was gonna... I wish every murder trial included an exorcism. Me too, bro. Now then. I assume you are the real Iris?
Yes, I was just rescued from the sacred cavern.
Must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. So, okay, so did Dahlia dye her? No, it was just that Maya had black hair, so that, yeah, that's why. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? You ask me, Your Honor? Looks like she went back to the hell she came from. We still need to answer the questions about Godot's hell. Like, I know his past, but I don't... There's still some gray area. I know the bullet points, but... Seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well the young Pearl Faye, are also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It'd be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again.
Your Honor?
Yes, what is it?
About this whole spirit medium thing? It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Curane channeling technique.
Isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult?
I've seen quite a few things in many years on the bench. In all that time, I've finally learned this one thing. Each case is different. It takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. That's where my brother and I used to differ.
Never thought of it that way.
At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection!
Yep. He had to do something. You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godot?
This trial, it isn't over yet. That's what he means. What?
That's right. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
Huh? Dahlia's testimony? I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. And I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone.
Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Lee's done him now. Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it.
This isn't over?
Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocence.
No way.
But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed.
Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's alright, Madam Attorney. Very well then. Who's this final witness? Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes.
You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's just been through.
We need to find the truth. Prosecution calls Maya Faye to the witness stand. Very well. First, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. That's right. Got something to say to you, so listen up.
What is it?
I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. Somehow managed to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case.
Oh my god, he's actually talking to me.
Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at last minute to save you.
You've got some nerve.
So is Gumshoe a beautiful woman? That's not gonna happen this time. This time, you're gonna have to do this by yourself. That's enough. This court is now in recess.
I guess I'll keep going. I don't know. How much longer does this one go on for? Because if there's like 2 more
trial things. Like if we have to do Maya, and then if Godot's gonna get involved, this might have to be a separate stream. And so I may have lied in the title. I'll keep going for now.
I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
She's right. I met Iris at the training hall yesterday. We had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern.
I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. Something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why'd you help your sister out as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help at the sacred cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there.
My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from her father either.
Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it?
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her.
Oh my god. You talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yes, I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up.
That was the case that wounded Maya so badly. Or Mia so badly. My bad, y'all.
But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
Some people?
You must mean... Yes, two defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who's getting too close to learning the truth, Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. That's right. Iris.
There's one more thing that I have to ask you.
Yes, what is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Donham, was it really you?
Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. Around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem. Come to the Inner Temple right away! I got on the snowmobile and headed for the Inner Temple, but... the path to the Inner Temple was cut off, right?
Exactly.
We can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say, got it? It was me. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mr. Elise always held. I knew it.
So the actual murder weapon was the staff.
Yes, that's right. Brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile. But why'd you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with the sword. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it.
I see. Defendant!
Yes?
They're just calling you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alright. Well, then I'll see you later. Something I want to tell you.
Oh, Okay. Something she wants to tell me? So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix! Mia! How's Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. Emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Donham really was? Yes. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya's stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you now know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her. But still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple. The criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to Hazakar Temple's side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit, someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle's yours to win, or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Maya. Or Mia! Dang it! It's always time to bring this case to an end. Well, exactly to Maya C, anyway. Who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me all by myself. All by myself. Listen. 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 We're at least saving. I didn't realize it was going to be 3 parts. I want this to be one cohesive stream, but I thought this would be shorter. I'm gonna be honest. So I might have to come back later tonight after dinner to finish this up. Because I think we know who the killer is by now. But I don't think I have the time to pull the turnabout. So I will be back. I'm finishing this case tonight, okay? Give me like 2-3 hours max. And I'll be back. I'll be back. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna change this title to Finale Part 1. Then it'll all be over. See you then.